What's up, guys? So we are back with another Photoshop tutorial. As you can tell by the title, we are basically learning how to make your photo symmetrical using Photoshop. So just taking one side of the photo and essentially transferring it to the other side of the photo. So I use this trick a lot for like bus shots, tram shots, even some car shots. It's just an easy way to fill up your photo, or if you have one side that's basically boring, or there's something that you don't like about the other side, if there's someone in it or something in it and you want to get rid of it, just copy the other side, make it symmetrical. It looks really nice. But yeah, it's a pretty easy trick. Again, I use it on a lot of street photos for like buses and trams. So if you take a lot of tram shots, this is a very good trick to use for Photoshop. Okay guys, so I have the photo I want to use for this Photoshop trick. I just threw a quick edit on it. So I just used the Golden Touch preset from my preset pack, which you can buy for $15 Canadian on my website. I will link those in the description. So yeah, I used Golden Touch and basically just like upped the exposure and the shadows a little bit, played with it. This isn't really how I would want this photo necessarily edited too much, but this is just for a quick example. So once you have your photo edited in Lightroom, you can just open it up in Photoshop however you want. The way I do it is just hit Photo, Edit in Adobe Photoshop 2022. So if you have both Lightroom and Photoshop downloaded, you should be able to do this pretty easily. Once you click that, it'll just load up Photoshop for you. There we go. So what I want to do with this photo is essentially duplicate this side of the photo, because this one is nice and full, onto this side of the photo because it's very empty over here, and there's just not much going on here. It's just a random guy standing there and there's nothing. So I want to take this nice full side and duplicate it over here. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to start off by using your rectangular marquee tool and then just selecting the side of the photo that you want to duplicate. So you'll start over here. You can start outside of the photo a little bit to make sure you get it all, and then select about half. So if I come over all the way to the end, it'll show you where half is, which is about the 6 on the tram. So just pick a point and remember where it is. And then once you have that selected, it will give you a little outline. So what we're going to do is right click inside of this outline, and we're going to press layer via copy. So basically we just turned this side of the photo into another layer, and then you're going to come back to the area that you just selected, right click again and press free transform. This is going to allow you to just move it wherever you want. So we want it just at the edge here, and it should snap into place, so you shouldn't have to play around with it too much. It should snap right into the center and right over to the edge. Obviously we need to flip this. It is not the right orientation, so right click again and just press flip horizontal. Already this is looking much better. Also, I just noticed I did not click mine all the way over. There we go. So already this is looking much better. It's a lot more of a full photo. Obviously there's things that we have to fix, like the tram is not looking too hot. And then I don't want like both sides to have these little signs in them. And then I'll probably make it look a little less symmetrical in the sky so it doesn't look too obvious. And same thing like in the middle here, I'll brush away that. So we're gonna want to come over and hit our layer. So this is the layer. So again, like the rectangle that we copied from this side. You're just gonna create a layer mask, and then, like I said, I want to brush away the like this side of the tram and make it regular again. So you're gonna hit your brush, make sure it's on the color black, and I'm just gonna make it a little bit bigger. And then you will just brush back what you wanted. So Just gonna make sure the tram is back in it properly, so it looks a little more normal. Okay, so the full tram is back in. I'll fix the edges in a minute. And then again, like this just looks way too symmetrical, so I'll brush that out a little bit. Already looks better. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna kind of play with the sky a little bit here because it just looks way too symmetrical to me. So I'm gonna brush back kind of the wires that were already there. See, like this just looks a little bit more normal and not so symmetrical. So like that already looks better. Again, I don't want the signs in it, so I'll probably brush away those. Actually, what I'm going to do with the signs is something different. So you can brush them away. If I brush them away, it's going to reveal just like that weird building underneath. So I'm actually just going to use the clone stamp tool. So click the clone stamp, and what you are going to do is hit Alt and pick the area you want to copy. So I'm going to take this area just right here, something nice and easy and dark to cover up, and then make sure it's actually selected on the layer, and then I'm just going to copy it onto here, and that'll just cover the sign. So it's pretty easy to cover, it's just a little bit. I'll cover this here. So you don't want like too many things on both sides or it looks way too obvious. The ground, I kind of like that it's going both ways, so I think I will keep that. I'm going to brush away the middle again though, because it's almost too symmetrical there. So that just looks a little bit more natural. And that's kind of what you're trying to do with this. You're obviously, you know, this isn't natural for both sides. I don't know, not many trams come through a little tunnel filled with trees on both sides, but you want to make it look as, you know, cool but natural as possible as well. So I'm pretty happy with how the sky is right now and the ground. I like that I got rid of the signs. Now what I want to do is just fix the edges over here. So I'm going to zoom in, so you can easily do that by pressing Alt and then scrolling on your mouse. So I zoomed in, and you can obviously tell this just looks bad. So I'm going to brush back in the trees that were here. So I'm going to stay on my brush tool and just change it to white, and then just brush in so that little white spot is gone, and then brush around wherever we accidentally got rid of. I mean, I think that looks pretty much fine to me. I'd probably, you know, if I was properly doing this photo, I would make it a little bit more, I'd pay attention to the details a little bit more. Like if you guys wanted, really, you could get rid of these poles on this side so it doesn't look the exact same. You could even add in some extra tree here. Actually, I'll probably do that. I'll make it look a little better while we're here. So I'm gonna come over here and then just copy these trees over here a little bit, because I don't want it to look completely symmetrical. So yeah, let's copy that in there. Yeah, so it's not even on both sides. That looks good. I'll actually probably get rid of the top of this pole as well. Just cover it up with some trees. So I'm just using the clone stamp tool to kind of cover it up a bit. So I think that looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty cool. Definitely a huge improvement from the original photo. So I'll bring up again, this is the original photo, and then this is the Photoshop photo. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Nice little easy Photoshop tutorial for you. So I find it's a really good way to make your photos just more symmetrical and fill them out. A lot of the times, especially with like bus and tram shots, you'll have one side of the photo that is really nice and full, and then the other side of the photo is just kind of empty and boring, like you saw with that photo. So I think the like initial photo and the finished product, I think it's a huge improvement. Again, it's pretty easy. It took me, like, if I was to do that on my own, without going through a tutorial, it would probably take me like all of 5 minutes to do. And I think it's really worth it in the end because the outcome is just so much better. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll throw up the original photo here and the after, so you can actually see up close the difference. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do try it out, make sure to tag me on Instagram. So it's at no_visuals_. I would love to see you guys try this out and get some bangers out of it. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.